Okay, shut up, I ain't writing. Screw Logan Paul for trying to allegedly scam millions from his audience and succeeding in some cases, and hiring real life criminals as your business partners and developers. But just listen to me, alright? I have some ideas. Okay, so Logan Paul's alleged scam game called CryptoZoo has a pretty fun idea behind it. Go watch CoffeeZilla, Moist Critical, or some ordinary gamers videos to see what's it about.
Kitten, you get a Gore Kitty. And the more rare the NFT, the higher the daily yield of zoo tokens that animal earns you every day.
So for instance, if you look closer at this abomination of Noah's Ark, you can see that we've got a fucking whale.
Yes, Agent 47 is back, and he is once again a very shady and big piece of shit in this whole thing.
In depth. And also because they have cool graphics that I don't know how to do. But let me summarize. You buy zoo dollars, or zoo bucks, or whatever this cryptocurrency is called, with another cryptocurrency. This one's called Binance Coin, which is on the Binance Smart Chain, which is Binance's proprietary blockchain. You can buy Binance Coin on Binance's own platform with real dollars or whatever currency that is accepted on it. Then you buy Zoobucks. This is some crypto mumbo jumbo that I don't really want to get into in this video. Okay, so you got that sweet Zoobucks. Now you go to CryptoZoo and buy yourself some eggs. Pokemon much? Lol. But anyway, you wait for the eggs to hatch, and surprise, surprise, would you know it? It's a goddamn animal. But not any animal. It's an NFT animal, also known as a PNG stock image. Now, because it is an NFT, you can sell the NFT on CryptoZoo's marketplace for Zoobucks, or you can keep the PNG image of an animal and get another PNG image of an animal and breed them together. After breeding, you will get more eggs to hatch, and you can keep breeding them to get a rare animal that can sell for a higher price. Did I mention that these are real life animals? And you breed animals of different species? A horse or a goat will lay an egg? This is the final nail in the coffin for me. Let's set aside that this is a scam and that there is no game here, but breeding real life animals with each other? I mean, seriously? Why use real life animals for God's sake? Anyway, as the title says, I do think this is actually a good idea. In concept. Well, again, not the scamming people part or hiring criminals. But let me just show you another vision. Think Cloud Meadows NFT edition. What? I know you degenerates. Are you telling me you won't pay $1,000 or $2,000 for this? Or this? Or this? Rise up, gamers. Don't be ashamed of whatever passions you have. I digress. But really, aside from Cloud Meadows being a hentai game, I swear mom I haven't played this, not that you're watching this video, but it's actually acclaimed by many YouTube reviewers to be a really good farming sim. It has grinding and slice of life game mechanics with lots of different battling, mining, and growing your farm events. This makes it a fun game, not just a medium to get off to. You know what I mean? The keyword here is game. Game. Ha! Game! CryptoZoo's first mistake is it's not built to be a game. It's a crypto exchange hoodwinking people into thinking it is a game. No, just breeding PNG stock images is not a game. But now let's think what type of game CryptoZoo could have actually become. Before anything, please note this is uncharted territory in terms of merging gaming with the blockchain, so I heavily suggest this game to be in early access. Price it minimally or even free after you have run a pretest or an alpha with a select group of players. Maybe even fellow gaming YouTubers. This should not release without a pretest. Please, I am sure there are many kinks that will need to be ironed out first. Do not release a broken game. Maybe it can be free anyway, and to get into the game, you will need to buy some Zoobucks. So yeah, different business models can work here. Let's get into the game itself. So firstly, talking about Zoobucks. This is fine. Alright, stop your booing. Just like COD points or V-Bucks, this could be a crypto edition. I mean, honestly, it would be an interesting way to finally use cryptocurrency in a transactionary manner, not just as an alternate investment. But again, Zoobucks will not be listed on an exchange where you can sell Zoobucks before the game is done, just so we mitigate it becoming a scam. Alright, so the game itself. It'll be sort of a rip-off of Cloud Meadows or Stardew Valley or any farm sim type game, but not really a rip-off. I just want you to imagine this as the base canvas of the game that we're going to build off from. Let's talk about story beats and the introduction. You are a student who just graduated from Cryptographia, a leading university in breeding and husbandry. Your parents have passed away, but they bought a piece of land before they did and set it in a trust fund, so when you did graduate, it would be given to you. A short video message can be played just to get the players attached to the story of the game, where your parents can tell you how proud they are of you and how they've worked to get this piece of land and to give it to you as you graduate so that you can become the next master breeder or husbander, just like your great ancestor was or whatever. Just something to get players attached to the game. What will be the setting? It has to be fantasy. Think Pokemon, Digimon, Cloud Meadows, Temtem. All of these games are set in a fantasy settings because the cloud is the limit. Artists and designers can make different types of animals and monsters and use their creativity 100%. If you use real life animals, you are really stuck. In this game, the monsters are called cryogens. Let's talk about the points of the game. Well, obviously, the main point of the game is breeding. You have to breed the rarest creatures, mix and match different cryogens, and get the best cryogen. And obviously, you have to maintain them and increase their cryo level. This will be sort of a power level system in the game. Let's talk side points. The first is tournament/fighting. These will be RPG fighting systems, turn-based stuff. You will have different moves and different elements, but we'll talk about this in a later section. The second point will be training. Think EV/IV training from Pokemon. Third will be aesthetics, the best looking cryogen. Fourth will be farm management. Again, just like any farm sim, Stardew, Cloud Meadows, even Animal Crossing. I mean, you have many base games as inspiration. And lastly, self-insert, dating sims. This will have a mini dating sim with lovable characters so that you actually get attached to the game. Again, we want to build the game first before a crypto exchange. Now we're going to be moving into how everything works in depth. So, how will the breeding work? I came up with two options. First is either you get and maintain a self-developed directory of assets. In simple terms, artists make everything. This will give you a lot of control on how cryogens look, but it's going to be a lot of work. See, let's think we have cryogen A, B, and C. Now cryogen A breeds with B, A breeds with C, and B breeds with C. All of these outcomes will need to be manually drawn by an artist. So again, lots of work, but more control. You can manage everything better. The second option we have here is a No Man's Sky procedural generation system. This will decrease your workload by a lot, but you'll have less control over it. And the con here is just as you've seen No Man's Sky memes of their different aliens having like a huge head, but literally like an ant's body, or they have no legs and lanky arms, etc, etc. You'll have less control, but sky's the limit of different cryogens you can get, and that fuels the cryogen economy. But please, in both options, have drawn images. Do not use stock photos of animals. Even if artists create them, AIs create them, whatever, I don't care. Have good looking pictures that you don't find on stock photo places. Okay, how will cryogens work? Please, again, not a PNG NFT where you just have a picture of an animal. This is the least engaging thing ever. There needs to be sprites that the players can interact with, have fun with, and engage with to make the game just that, engaging. I mean, sure, maybe something like their guild card well, not guild card, but the ID card can be an NFT, and with the ID card, the game will look at the ID card and generate a sprite that will allow trading. So I'll have to give my ID card to you, and when you have it, the game will automatically read it and generate a sprite. But the sprite is important here. We need interactivity and engagement. How will tournaments or fighting work? Well, you are a breeder, of course. Along with how the Kyrogens look, you have to breed for set of skills and mix and match to get the best setup possible. Unlike Pokemon, where you level up your Kyrogen, you get access to different abilities. In this game, you have to breed different Kyrogens to get the best setup. You cannot level up your Kyrogens to get access to new skills. You take a base Kyrogen, breed it with another Kyrogen, and that's how you mix and match abilities. The power system itself, I won't get into this video because it's a bit out of scope, but it's not that hard to develop. Let's talk about training. So, as I said, firstly, when you level up your Kyrogen, it does not introduce new moves. The moves will be stagnant. However, when you train them, the level of the moves itself levels up, making it more effective. That's one aspect of training. The other aspect is that training will be real time. Think of a Tamagotchi. You have to spend real life days, months, even years to keep it alive. Here, I want that system in play. To get a max level Kyrogen, you will have to put years and years into raising its rank. This will produce actual value in the game when we talk about the marketplace and the economy. Fighting may level it up somewhat, but I want longevity or real-time years in training and leveling it up. Aesthetics. So, as I said, how the Kyrogen looks plays a factor. You obviously breed two different types of Kyrogens to get another Kyrogen, and it'll have different artwork. That artwork can be unique, but a secondary aspect could be the holo and reverse holo of the Pokemon trading card game. This can be a quantifiable level of aesthetics, and it will increase the value of your Kyrogen. Also, just a side note, whenever I breeded Pokemon in Pokemon games, I always wished for a hybrid Pokemon. But whenever I hatched my first egg and it was just either of the Pokemon, I was so disappointed. I was like, oh, how cool would it be to get a new, different looking Pokemon? This is why I want aesthetics to play a real factor in this game. Breeding Kyrogens brings out different looking Kyrogens. The farm management and dating sim are very self-explanatory, so I don't really want to get into those. Finally, let's talk about the crypto economy. Again, as I mentioned in the beginning, the crypto exchange will be offline when this game is in pre-alpha or technical test phases. We want to make a game first before we make a crypto exchange, so let's not focus on that in the beginning, but after the game has been made, we can focus on this. You can list whatever Kyrogen you have /breeded on the weekly farmers market, where people can buy and sell animals. Note, you do not buy or sell eggs from other players. Buying eggs introduces too much randomness into the marketplace, and a lot of scamming will be going on. You can obviously hatch the egg and put a level 1 Kyrogen up for sale, but not the egg itself. Eggs can only be bought from the main market, and these will obviously be the base Kyrogens. Let's talk about categorization. Obviously, first is the Kyro level. Remember, I want the Kyro level based on real-time years. This produces actual value and not artificial value. Not everybody can spend years and years leveling up a Kyrogen to a level 100. That's why whoever puts in the effort can list it at a higher price compared to lower levels. This is what's called organic scarcity, not the synthetic scarcity in mind when the NFT was created. Next will be the aesthetic. So obviously how the Kyrogen looks is the factor. Maybe it's a cool dragon and you don't have it, so you can just directly buy it. There's that aspect. And the second aspect I talked about was the holo / reverse holo or whatever aesthetic quantifiable level you want. Again, this will have organic scarcity. Not everybody will be able to get a holo card or holo Kyrogen, and when you do get a holo Kyrogen, you can list it on the exchange. Lastly will be the skills. So again, I don't want to get into how the power system works, but let's just take the basic power system of Pokemon. Let's say you have ice, fire, earth, water, wind elements of Kyrogens. So whatever elemental Kyrogen you want to buy, you can categorize it by that. And then further down, you can categorize by moves. You can select an ice type move, or a fire type move, or earth type move, and buy the exact move origins you want. This will be because you want to mix and match abilities, right? So if you want a fire ability and an ice ability, and you have an ice origin, you go and buy the exact fire ability you want. You can get it and you can breed it with your origin to get the best setup. The actual listing, I would want it to work like the Steam Marketplace. Think the CSGO skin economy or knife economy, and you can list an item at whatever Zoobuck level you want, and you can see what it's currently being traded at. I don't know how the cryptocurrency and NFT technicalities work out, but I know if the Steam Marketplace for CSGO skins and knives exists, then so can something like this. Add in a blockchain, maybe it becomes easier even. I don't know. And obviously, when selling, a percentage can go back to the creators, just like how Steam takes a percent. And that is how you will have a game that actually utilizes a cryptocurrency and which gives a cryptocurrency real value. That is what CryptoZoo could have been. Wait a minute. CryptoZoo? Ugh, such a basic name. Let's call it Cryptographia. Will you play this game?